Yeah, it is a precast member column. It is a J plus 12 story building plus 2 basement. मैं सभी को ये बोलना चाहूँगा कि आप लोग सॉफ्टवेयर का नॉलेज होना चाहिए, जस्ट ऑटो कैड स्केच प्रो। मैंने भी, अगर आप ऑटो कैड कर लेते या फिर जैसे कुछ हल्का फुल्का भी नॉलेज रहेगा अगर साइट के बारे में, जब आप फील्ड पे जॉब करने जाएंगे तो बहुत ही ईजी होगा। ओके सर, ओके
Bye, sir, and thank you, sir.
Sunil sir, can you hear me?
यस सर।
Okay. So you are at the site right now?
या आई एम ऑन साइट।
Okay. So let us start. Can you just turn on your back camera so that we can
Yes.
just start? Okay. So as you can see, we are at the site. So these are the precast members.
Yeah, it is a precast member column
The precast
and
column.
rest over column beam. You all can see it is the act as simply supported beam because it has no fixed over column.
Okay.
You can see all the member like a parapet wall, shear wall.
Okay, before showing the members, Sunil sir, can you show us some other buildings which are visible from your roof so that they can see? As you can see, all these structures have been made using precast material. All these structures, as you can see here, such a large construction sites, as you can see. And Sunil sir, can you just put your phone in landscape mode?
Yeah.
Rotate your phone. Yeah. Now the view is okay. Now the view is more. As you can see, the buildings. How many story buildings are this?
Building? It is a J plus 12 story building plus 2 basement.
Okay, it's a 2-story basement and that is G plus I think 4, 6.
6, 7, 8th construction, 8th floor is ongoing.
Okay.
Overall is G plus 12 floor.
Okay, G plus 12 plus 2 basements. That is B 2 basements plus G plus 12. So it's a huge building and a tall structure, and it is also precast. As you can see, these precast members.
You can see here S plus etc. floor. This building is S plus etc. scaled plus 18 floors.
S plus 18 floors, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Okay, all are precast. So the members are picked up using the cranes. As you can see below, there are some members here. These members are picked up using the cranes. So Sunil sir will now take you through the site and he will describe the elements. Sunil sir, आप मतलब सब element describe कर connections, all the connections and all. As you can see this.
देख सकते हैं ये shear wall है.
And you can also see the supports also. Props.
Yeah, supports. How it is fixed? 4 fastener. Reusable fastener. It drill with in concrete.
Okay. They are
also this is adjustable. You can adjust and request for your requirement.
So these are the supports
required to support. Yeah, if your wall width is more than 1.8 meters.
Okay, bottom this wall width is?
This wall width is 2.3 meters.
Okay.
If your wall is less than 1.8 meters, so that require only one support.
Okay.
As you see, you can see like a column and small width wall. All here is all wall has more than 1.8 meter width. So provided to support in each wall.
Okay. So now let us see the connections between the slab and the wall.
Slab and wall.
Yeah, the rectangular portion box which you had shown me yesterday. We'll just show them.
You can see.
Yeah, guys, you can see here. This is the connection.
And it has grouted with GP2 cement.
Okay, so those of you who don't know about GP2, GP2 is a type of cement which is used in grouting, especially in precast construction. So as you can see, these are the connections which are made. So after placing the members and after supporting it, the grouting will be done. And after that, as you can see, these are the elements which have been grouted. So these portions have been grouted and the connections has been done. So this is the connection between your slab and the walls.
And at the horizontal joint, how it is provided with GP2 between both the wall, upper and lower wall.
Yeah. So upper and lower wall also we have provided connections, and here as you can see, between two walls.
Column to wall.
This is column to wall. Yes.
Yeah.
Column to wall. These connections. 12 mm rod, 12 mm rod is provided.
Yeah, 12 mm rod.
And after that, the grout will be done, and then it will be closed.
It has loop wire. This 6 mm thick. It has strength 1770 Newton per mm square.
Okay.
Loop wire strength. I can share also some drawings if required.
Okay, we'll see. And if, to all the participants here, if you want to ask Sunil sir any question, you can just raise your hand and then speak. Because you will not get this opportunity elsewhere. You are just seeing virtually a precast construction. So if you want to ask any questions, if you have any doubts in mind, you just raise your hand and then you can ask. Please make the most out of this opportunity. Okay. So here we can see. Okay, yeah.
This is the wall-to-wall joint.
This is a wall-to-wall joint. It's similar to that column-to-wall joint, but here I think the wires are.
Yeah. And you can see slab-to-slab joint.
Okay, now we'll see slab-to-slab joints. Props are provided, and then we have these joints here.
To slab joint. One more things here. We cannot curing properly because there are so numbers of joints and small members, grouting box. We can apply here self-curing compound over it.
Okay.
We have to go below floor. For showing curing compound.
Okay.
Now I am going to.
Okay, now we are going to see the curing compound. Meanwhile, you can see the staircase also. The staircase is also precast. The entire structure is precast. So come on, guys. Are you? आपके mind में कोई सवाल नहीं आ रहा है? Are you not curious about asking any questions?
You can see after full grout, you can see in some block work.
Yeah, I think these are AAC blocks which have been done.
SAC block. This is the parapet wall passage.
Okay. So we are going through live at the site, and as a site, sometimes there is some connection problems also. Get back.
This is precast staircase.
Yes, it's so.
And this is the left soft.
Lift shaft wall. Can you show that just in a bit because yeah, this is our lift shaft wall. Okay. Be careful.
ऊपर जाऊं क्या सर?
हाँ,
स्लैब पर ऊपर।
हाँ ऊपर आप जा सकते हैं, थोड़ा दिखा देते हैं।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है। बीम दिखा देता सर यहाँ।
बीम, हाँ बीम दिखा देते हैं। बीम का जो लैब वो दिखा देते हैं।
इट इज द मेंबर ऑफ बीम। इसे एलडी बार यहाँ पे फुल एलडी प्रोवाइड नहीं किया गया है। एलडी जस्ट ये 16 mm है, 736 होना, मतलब 46 एलडी लेते हैं तो एरिया पे स्टील मेंटेन करने के लिए यहाँ पे जस्ट प्लेट दिया गया है बॉटम में। इसका टॉप बार यहाँ से प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा जो रिंग से निकले हुए हैं।
So are you getting it? What he said is, you know, we have they have not provided the full LD. LD means development length. Development length is provided, you know, to transfer the stresses from the steel to the concrete. So the full development length as per the design, that is 56 pi, is not provided. It is there is some plate which is provided, which will compensate for the steel. And the next point which he said is that, you know, this is a precast beam. And in above, as you can see, there is space for the for the reinforcements. The reinforcements will go there, and this will be casted in situ, the top portion, the top beam portion, and then it will be kept as simply supported. So Sunil ji, we have some questions here.
Yes.
Ms. Rupali ma'am is asking, how can we place a cinder block wall? Can you explain, sir, please? I think she is trying to ask, how can we join your wall with the slab? That's what she's trying to ask.
Yeah, I am.
So we don't have wall here. Yeah, we have a wall here. Yeah, we have a wall here. We'll show that.
You can see. This is the beam, and slab rest over beam. You can see clear here. It is a shear wall. How slab rest over shear wall? It has flange 100 mm, and slab where this at least 75 mm should be rest.
75 mm is resting and the remaining is suspended. So 75 mm is provided for support, as you can see. So Sunil, थोड़ा वो जो slab जो suspend है उसपे थोड़ा मतलब हाँ ये you can see this slab, it is suspended at both the left and the right corners. We have 75 mm, and it is also a sunken slab.
Yes, sunken.
Which is provided for usually for the toilets and the bathrooms. तो सुनील जी, और एक क्वेश्चन है हमारे लोलिता मैम ने पूछा है. तो शी इज आस्किंग, सर व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस दैट यू फेस्ड इन जॉइनिंग द कंपोनेंट्स टुगेदर. मतलब जो ये सब कंपोनेंट्स है, प्रीकास्ट कंपोनेंट्स है, उसको ज्वाइन करने में क्या क्या चैलेंजेस को आपको फेस करना पड़ा?
चैलेंजिंग सर, जो इसमें GP2 अपन प्रोवाइड करते हैं जॉइंट पे, वो प्रॉपर्ली फ्लेबल होना चाहिए. वाटर सीमेंट रेशियो फिक्स होना चाहिए. 0.18 मोस्टली रहता है.
ओके.
कई बार क्या करते हैं लेबर लोग उसमें ज्यादा वाटर सीमेंट रेशियो कम कर देते हैं, ज्यादा कर देते हैं. अच्छा. उसके जॉइंट में प्रॉपर्ली फिल हो नहीं पाता.
ओके.
अब जैसे यहाँ पे देखते सेकेंडरी बीम है, ये प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी बीम जंक्शन है. तो जंक्शन के लिए यहाँ पे एक स्लीव आया, वहाँ पे 12 मेंबर. यहाँ पे GP2 प्रोवाइड करना पड़ता है, फ्लेबल GP2. तो कई बार लोग मिस कर देते हैं, या फिर जो जॉइंट दिख रहे हैं बीम टू बीम में 20 mm जॉइंट, ये जॉइंट अगर प्रॉपर्ली फिल नहीं हो पाए तो ये बीम इसका जो जॉइंट रहेगा प्रॉपर्ली यानी ग्राउंड नहीं हो पाएगा.
ओके ओके, मतलब उसको जो आपका जीपी2 जो मिक्स है वो नीचे तक जाना चाहिए पूरा, एकदम पूरा फील होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं कि ऊपर ऊपर रह गया तो आपका दिक्कत हो सकता है।
या फिर जो मैंने दिखाया था एक जगह और।
So I hope you have got what he told. He told that the main Lolita ma'am has asked about the challenges. The main challenge is about the GP2 mix or to maintain the water cement ratio properly, because as you can see in the top portion we have some gaps. So while you pour the GP2 cement mix from the top, it should occupy all the spaces. It shouldn't be that it remains at the top. So to maintain the water cement ratio and supervise the work of the laborers is a challenge in this while joining the members. तो हम लोग
सेकंड थिंग, स्लैब का बियरिंग होना चाहिए प्रॉपर। जैसा देख सकते हैं स्लैब इस पे बीम पे बियरिंग है 75 mm। अगर ये बियरिंग 50 mm या 25 mm हो जाता है वो लोड बियर नहीं कर पाएगा स्लैब, वो ब्रेक हो सकता है कॉर्नर स्लैब का।
ओके ओके,
इसका बियरिंग सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बियरिंग ये है, बीम का बियरिंग और स्लैब का बियरिंग। और सेकंड थिंग, जैसे वॉल टू वॉल उसमें कनेक्शन होता है जो इसके स्लैब के ऊपर वॉल आएगा। कई बार क्या होता है कि वॉल और वॉल के बीच में गैप आ जाता है 10 से 15 mm।
अच्छा अच्छा,
तो वहाँ पे लोग वेट GP2 फ्लेवर GP2 प्रोवाइड करते हैं। बट कई बार क्या होता है कि फ्लेवर GP2 अच्छे से अंदर स्प्रेड नहीं हो पाता है बॉटम में।
ओके ओके,
वहाँ पे गैप मेंटेन हो जाता है, तो लोड कंसंट्रेशन यानी वो यूनियूडियल फोर्स यानी उस पे एक्ट नहीं करेगा, वॉल पे पॉइंट लोड एक्ट करेगा। जैसे 2 मीटर वॉल है ये टोटल 2.5 मीटर। अगर वॉल में कहीं गैप रह गया, वो लोग क्या करते हैं 20 mm गैप है तो सिम प्लेट प्रोवाइड करते हैं यानी 10 mm का, वो MS प्लेट यूज करते हैं अगर कहीं गैप आ गया तो। जैसे आपको मैं नीचे जाके दिखाते हैं, ये मेन चैलेंजेस है, 2-3 प्रॉब्लम्स।
रूपाली मैम इज डाइसिंग द हाईएस्ट कोड फॉर प्रीकास्ट। प्रीकास्ट का IS कोड आपका जो IS 3201 है वो आपका प्रीकास्ट का IS कोड है, और भी दूसरे IS कोड भी हैं प्रीकास्ट के लिए। देयर आर सब डिफरेंट IS कोड्स आल्सो। Main IS code is IS 3201, and for the constructions also there are different IS codes like which you can find. IS 4242 is another IS code. So there are various IS codes.
जैसा कि इधर देख सकते हैं।
रूपाली मैम, अगर आप if you want to ask anything you can just turn on your mic and ask sir questions.
Okay. जैसा कि इधर देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे वॉल टू वॉल में गैप है अप्रोक्सीमेट 20 mm।
ओके ओके ओके,
यहाँ पे सिम प्लेट प्रोवाइड किया गया है, MS सिम प्लेट।
ओके,
एक गैप जो दिख रहा है गैप।
ओके,
3 प्लेसेस इन्होंने सिम प्लेट प्रोवाइड किए हैं। तो ये कैसा जो हवा में है पोर्शन, वो पोर्शन नीचे वाले वॉल पे लोड ट्रांसफर नहीं कर पाएगा प्रॉपरली अगर ऐसा गैप रहा तो उसके लिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं GP2 जैसा यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं आप, गैप फिल करने के लिए बॉटम में GP2 से प्रॉपरली ग्राउंड किया गया है। अगर ये GP2 अंदर तक नहीं गया प्रॉपरली तो उसमें गैप क्रिएट करेगा बीच में और लोड ट्रांसफर नहीं हो पाएगा नीचे फ्लोर में।
तो सो व्हाट इज द मिक्स यूज, कौन सा मिक्स यूज होता है आपका इसमें GP2 में?
नहीं, प्रॉपर GP2 रहता है, सीमेंट वर्क।
ओके ओके, और बाकी
सीमेंट एंड वाटर,
और बाकी जो आपका जो इन सिटू वर्क्स होता है, जैसे ऊपर आपका बीम लगता है, टॉप बीम्स व्हिच द टॉप रीइंफोर्समेंट इन बीम्स व्हिच यू प्रोवाइड, व्हाट इज द ग्रेड ऑफ कंक्रीट यूज्ड देयर?
M40 SCC concrete.
Okay, M40. So Rupali ma'am, you had yeah. So Rupali ma'am, I think you had got the answer to your questions. He had just shown now how the connections of your wall and your slab is done. Your first query, and the second query was which grade of concrete is in used. So for all the precast constructions, they used M40 concrete. And you know, in the grouting material, they used only cement and sand, GP2 cement, sand and water. Am I right?
Yeah.
So
for filling this grouting box, we can use 10 mm aggregate and GP2 cement. This box.
Okay. So these boxes are filled only using 10 mm aggregates of 10 mm downgrade and cement. So that's
yeah 1:1 ratio.
Okay, 1:1 ratio is used of cement and aggregate.
GP to cement has strength 28 days 65 Newton per mm square.
Okay, 65 MPa strength GP to cement. That's a point, interesting point. So it's a high strength material because it's used for grouting. So all grouting materials have high strength. And रूपाली मैडम, रूपाली मैम आपका उनका डाउट क्लियर हो गया, इसलिए आपको थैंक यू बोल रही है.
इसमें एक इम्पोर्टेंट और पॉइंट है. अगर जैसे स्लैब यहाँ पे दिया है, ये से वॉल दिया है, अगर ये वॉल का हाइट जस्ट 10 mm ऊपर हो गया, अगर इसमें क्या होगा कि ये इधर से स्लैब ऊपर हो जाएगा, इधर से लेवल हो जाएगा, इधर से बॉटम हो जाएगा डाउन.
ओके.
तो स्लैब रहेगा तो स्लैब का जो रेस्टिंग एंड लो ट्रांसफर होगा, इधर से हाइट हो जाएगा, इधर से अप. तो यूटीएल फोर्स एक्ट नहीं करेगा, इस बीम पे ज्यादा लोड एक्ट करेगा, वॉल पे कम करेगा. इसलिए क्रैक होने के भी चांसेस ज्यादा हो जाएंगे अगर प्रॉपर लेवल में यानी इसका इरेक्शन नहीं हुआ अच्छे से.
तो लेवल, हाउ डू यू चेक द लेवल्स? विद द हेल्प ऑफ वाटर लेवल और एनी अदर
instrument? वाटर लेवल, यू कैन सी द मार्किंग.
Okay,
water level marking.
Okay.
We can check by tape or by surveyor.
Okay.
You can see here the all slab are properly fixed over beam and wall. No gap create between them.
Okay. So using this markings, तो ये मार्किंग से हम लोग ऊपर का जो मार्किंग है स्लैब का, वो मार्किंग ले लेते हैं. ये क्या टोटल स्टेशन यूज होता है कि आपका मैन्युअली होता है पूरा?
नहीं, आरएल ले ले, जैसे स्लैब का जो आरएल है.
ओके, रिड्यूस्ड लेवल. ओके,
हां, रिड्यूस्ड लेवल, उसके अकॉर्डिंग फिर जैसे यहाँ पे दिया है आरएल. ये आरएल
दे 232.615.
इसके अकॉर्डिंग ये लेवल पूरे ट्रांसफर करते पूरे मेंबर पे.
ओके.
उसके अकॉर्डिंग फिर बीम बॉटम और स्लैब बॉटम ये चेक करते हैं पूरे मेंबर का.
That's good. So in this way we maintain the level of the roofs. We take the reduced level of the slab and we transfer that to all other levels with the help of the water level. So if you have any other question, you can just ask. Sneha Samal ma'am has asked why precast concrete is used. Importance behind that. It's a theoretical question, but basically, as you can see, this precast whole structure is precast. We don't have to waste time manufacturing in situ concrete. All these blocks are manufactured at site, and they come here, and we can use them directly. The construction time is also less. तो सुनील जी, आप और कुछ पॉइंट ऐड कर सकते हैं? प्रीकास्ट के एडवांटेज क्या है, क्यों हम लोग यूज करते हैं?
एडवांटेजेस इसमें ओनली 5 लेबर्स लगते हैं कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए. यहाँ पे जैसा देख रहे हैं कि कोई शटरिंग वर्क नहीं है, ओनली मेंबर क्रेन से इरेक्शन करना है लिफ्ट करके. रेनफोर्समेंट भी काफी कम रहता है, 5 लेबर लगते हैं यानी इरेक्शन के लिए. यानी टोटली बोल सकते हैं कि 10 लेबर में पूरी बिल्डिंग कंप्लीट हो जाएगा स्ट्रक्चर वर्क.
वाओ, one building using 20 laborers. It's unbelievable. Can you imagine? And simply in the excavation of the building.
अरे प्रोजेक्ट जो है तो ये अप्रॉक्सी 2 लाख स्क्वायर मीटर है टोटल ये प्रोजेक्ट. उसमें 10 बिल्डिंग है, 2 बेसमेंट है, 1800 कार पार्किंग है इस बेसमेंट में. काफी बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट है, पूरा टोटल 6000 करोड़ का है. मेरे अंडर में 600 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट है ये, जिसमें मैं देख सकते कई सारे बिल्डिंग्स बन रही इधर. कुछ बिल्डिंग बन भी चुकी हैं. ये S+18 S+20 दिख रहा है.
ब्यूटीफुल. सो लार्ज स्ट्रक्चर्स.
कंस्ट्रक्शन बहुत फास्ट होता है, इसमें वेस्टेज भी बहुत ही लो है, बहुत ही कम है वेस्टेज मटेरियल का.
सो सम अप करते हैं पॉइंट्स को जो आप बोले हैं, और कुछ ऐड करना मैं आप सम अप करते हैं. And all of you guys, I think you have joined with your copy and pen. You can just note down the advantages of precast construction. The construction is fast, and then on less number of labors, or less number of workers are used, and wastage is less, and no shuttering material is required.
सर जैसा देख रहे हैं कि इसमें आउटर में कहीं भी प्लास्टर नहीं हुआ है एक्सटर्नल फेस में, डायरेक्ट इसमें यानी टेक्सचर पेंटिंग है।
हाँ, डायरेक्ट पुट्टी पेंट कर सकते हैं, दैट्स
हाँ, पुट्टी पेंट, कोई इसके फोल्डिंग नहीं लगा है। जैसा कि आप देख रहे होंगे वहाँ पे स्टील फ्लोर में कुछ फ्लोर में पेंट पुट्टी चालू है अंदर में, कोई से फोल्डिंग जरूरत नहीं है, डायरेक्ट पेंट पुट्टी, यानी प्लास्टर ब्रिक वर्क का कॉस्ट भी कम हो जाता है, यानी वो जो टाइम वेस्टेज होता है। ये पैरापेट वाल है, पैरापेट वाल भी ऑलरेडी हर चीज प्रीकास्ट है, लिफ्ट और हर चीज, ये टाइम बहुत ही कम रिड्यूस हो जाता है इसमें। इसका सर एक बात और है, जैसे जो कास्टिंग C2 में अगर स्ट्रक्चर बनाएंगे, अगर इसमें बनाते हैं प्रीकास्ट में, तो कॉस्ट अप्रोक्सीमेट 20% कम रहता है इसका कास्टिंग C2 में, सॉरी प्रीकास्ट में। बट इसके लिए प्रोजेक्ट का कॉस्ट अच्छा, यानी प्रोजेक्ट बड़ा होना चाहिए। इसका जो फैक्ट्री सेटअप है, प्रीकास्ट मेंबर जहाँ पे बनते हैं, वो मशीनें चाइना से आती है, जापान से आती है, काफी हाईली कॉस्ट है उसका, 1 करोड़ 2 करोड़ के समथिंग आती है मशीन।
ओके, तो अगर आपके पास इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए अगर आपके पास कैपिटल है, तो देन प्रीकास्ट इज मोर इकोनॉमिकल देन योर इन सिटू कंस्ट्रक्शन, एंड आल्सो द चांसेस ऑफ एरर्स आर आल्सो लेस।
यस सर, जैसे यहाँ पे जो टेंडर चाहिए एलएनटी वगैरह सभी ने किया था, बट वो लोग कास्टिंग C2 करते हैं, बट ये कंपनी ने पर स्क्वायर मीटर टन की प्रोजेक्ट है, पर स्क्वायर मीटर कॉस्ट जो है इसका लेस है। अगर प्रोजेक्ट बड़ा रहा 2000 करोड़ के समथिंग से ऊपर रहा तो, क्योंकि ये 6000 करोड़ का है, तो कंस्ट्रक्शन कॉस्ट कम रहेगा इसमें प्रीकास्ट में।
ओके, सो इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल साइट। सो Sunil ji, thanks for coming, and thanks for sharing your knowledge of site with all our viewers. और बाकी जाने से पहले आप हमारे व्यूअर्स को एक बार फ्रंट कैमरा ऑन करके कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे, जो अभी भी एक्चुअली ये सब लोग आपके सेकेंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर एंड फोर्थ ईयर स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तो उनको कुछ एडवाइस देना चाहेंगे आप?
हाँ, मैं सभी को ही बोलना चाहूँगा कि आप लोग सॉफ्टवेयर का नॉलेज होना चाहिए, जस्ट AutoCAD, SCAD Pro। मैंने भी, अगर आप AutoCAD कर लेते या फिर जैसे कुछ हल्का फुल्का भी नॉलेज रहेगा अगर साइट के बारे में, जब आप फील्ड पे जॉब करने जाएंगे तो बहुत ही ईजी होगा। आपको पता रहेगा कि स्टील टॉप बार किसे बोलते हैं, स्टील कैसा रहता है। LD अपन बुक में पढ़ते हैं, बट LD साइड पे नहीं पता रहता कि LD क्या चीज कहाँ पे होता है, ओवरलेप कहाँ पे होता है, कहाँ पे ओवरलेप देते हैं। मेंबर के नाम पता रहेगा, ये बीम है, स्लैब का बार कैसे प्रोवाइड किया जाता है। तो अगर बेसिक पता रहा नॉलेज, तो काफी इजी रहेगा एट द टाइम ऑफ जॉब। अदरवाइज सीनियर कोई भी नहीं बताएगा कि नहीं ये LD होता है या यहाँ पे ओवरलेप देते हैं, अपने से ही खुद से ही एफर्ट करना पड़ेगा। तो नॉलेज सेकेंड ईयर में यानी प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज भी जरूरी है, जैसे 1 मंथ हुआ, 2 मंथ अगर इंटर्नशिप होता है तो वो बेटर रहेगा मेरे अकॉर्डिंग। अगर डायरेक्ट फ्रेशर होके जाएंगे 4 साल बाद, तो बहुत कुछ चीजें समझ में नहीं आती हैं।
ठीक है, बहुत ही मतलब काफी अच्छा बात आपने कहा है, एंड आपका एक्सपीरियंस और आपका नॉलेज शेयर करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग, एंड ऑल ऑफ व्यूअर्स आर आल्सो सेइंग थैंक यू टू यू। एंड एक बार बाय कर दीजिए सब लोग सर को, सर आए हैं आपके लिए, माइक ऑन करके एक बार बाय कर दीजिए। ओके,
बाय
सर।
Okay. Bye sir, and thank you sir.
Okay. Go ahead in bright future.
Yes sir.
Okay. So thanks Sunil ji for coming. Bye. So this was Sunil sir, and he was working at a construction site, and we thought that we could just show you the one of the sites of the precast construction. Actually, after years of experience, you get to visit this kinds of site. Generally, you don't, but all of you guys got this opportunity, so we decided to give you some experience on that. Hope you had a nice experience at the site. And also, I think all of you are joining with copy and pen, because all the important things you need to note down. You also already have the recordings, because at the end of this internship period you have to submit a report. In that report format will give, but you have to prepare all the things which are taught in this internship. So this will also help you in your BTech. BTech final year, you have a session where you have to present your internships, so that will help you there also if you prepare it now. And for the course completion certificate of this internship, this will also help. So keep preparing some brief notes, point wise. Don't write too much, just point wise, like advantages of precast construction, how to calculate reinforcement quantity, these things. So basically, okay, site visit is done and it's approximately 35 minutes. So will not take too much time, and hope you had an interesting session. And there were some plans which had come to our group, and most of you have sent, and then will also check and review on each plans. But it was nice that all of you had prepared the tasks which were given day before yesterday, and today we'll discuss more about them, about the plans and how to think about the size of the building. So today another task I want to give you, it is that you need to determine the components of a particular bedroom, sizes of the components of a particular bedroom. So what are the components we have in the bedroom? Let me just share my screen. We will maybe make it a bit interactive. Okay, we'll just make it a bit interactive, and we'll just I'll just share my screen right now. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. So what are the components components of a bedroom? So I'm going to the planning part, and basically I told you will tell you how to determine, how to think how many rooms will come in a basic area. So can you tell me what are the components in a bedroom? Like in a bedroom, obviously it's a bedroom, so we'll have a bed. Okay, let's say bed, suppose king size. And what else do we have in a bedroom? And then you can just raise your hand and tell, or you can just type in the chat box. What else comes in a bedroom? Come on, you don't have bedroom in your house? What are the components we have there? TV set, sofa, dressing table. Yeah.
Sir, window, lighting.
Okay, window, lighting. Okay, but what are the components, like the furniture components which you have in the bedroom? Like dressing table.
Sir, mirror.
Okay. Mirror comes in the dressing table. That's like dressing
Mirror,
table.
chair.
Dressing table. Okay, we'll give one chair.
Sofa.
Sofa you want to give? Okay, let's give one sofa. And
Sir, wardrobe.
Wardrobe. Yeah, wardrobe we need. Okay, these 5 basic things we need in every bed. Bed is compulsory, and dressing table is also compulsory, because you need to have a mirror for all the purposes. One chair is optional, but it's good that if you have one chair or sofa. So sofa minimum, how much size sofa should be there? 2 or 3? I think two will be enough. We're talking about the minimum. wardrobe for 2 people. Wardrobe, or you can also take it as wardrobe or cupboards. Cupboards also you can say, for 2 people. So basically we need to, when you just make the plan of building, we need to determine the sizes of the components. That is, what are the components of the plan? As you had made your plan, you have your puja room, you have a bedroom, you have a dining hall. So how can you guess what is the correct size for this? So for knowing that, you need to have an idea of the sizes of the components. So this is your task. Basically, you need to determine the size of this, average size of this bed. And you can just type in the internet what is the size of bed, or you can just measure your own bed, and dressing table, and then your chair, and then your sofa, wardrobe, cupboards. So as a civil engineer, it's very important that you think in measurements. Like, you have a window in your house, in your room. Can anyone tell, does anyone know what is the size of your window in the room which you are currently sitting right now? If anyone knows, can you raise your hand? Yes, no, you can. This is the 4th class. I think don't think you should have any hesitation to interact. Anyone can take the initiative and raise their hand.
Window size are 4 feet.
Okay, in your room there is window size is 4 feet. So how do you, can you just enter a room and then
3 feet hoga.
okay. So can you just enter a room and just think what are the size of the components without measuring? Have you ever done that? Like you have entered a room and then you say, okay, this room is size 10 feet into 12 feet. Have you ever done like that? So basically, if you haven't done, how can you do? If you have your hand is approximately your 1 feet, or if you're watching through a laptop, the laptop is approximately 1 feet. And just imagine how many laptops will fit in your room, and then you can determine the size of the room which you are currently sitting. I hope you got my point. So because this talking in measurements is very important in the field which you are currently, because when you enter any room, you should just see in the room, or you have gone to the toilet, you need to know what is the minimum size for a person to sit in the toilet. Okay, can you tell the average width of any person? What is this one, this width from here to here? What is the average width? Because you need to know what is the width required for a person to pass through a passage or a corridor, or the space provided within boundary and the building. Does anyone know? If you have measuring tape, you can measure yourself. Anyone? Yes, no? Just give a guess. 1 feet, 2 feet, how much? Come on, I need answers. I need answers. Those of you who are not answering, I need answers. Any guess? Any guess? After that, I'll move. Any guess? Type in the chat box. What is the average width of a human? Okay, I'm not just. Any guess? Okay, so the average width of a human, no, so you're not answering, I don't know why. So the average width of a human is 1 feet 6 inch. So from here to here, okay. Lolita ma'am raised and now it's too late. So the average width of a human is 1 feet 6 inch. So minimum 1 feet 6 inch is required for you to pass through a corridor, or you to sit. You will occupy minimum that much space. And but tomorrow I'll ask you some questions regarding that. But today's task will be to observe. First, you will just write about the components of a bedroom and their sizes. These components can be less or more than what I have written here. It will be according to you. You'll write about the components which are required, basically required in a bedroom, and then you will just mention their sizes. And after that, we'll in the next class we'll discuss about how to determine the standard sizes of these roofs. Okay. And another task is that you need to observe, like the chair you are sitting on, what is the height of the chair, and what is the width of the chair, what is the width of the table and height of the table in which you are currently operating your laptop or you have kept your mobile. So these things you need to observe, and after observing that, you can see, you will come to a different level, and then you can just see for yourself, and you'll just be able to think how to make a plan. For that, you need to think like a person who makes a plan. For that, I have given you this task. So this is your task. This is your basic task. And before wrapping it up today, for some 10 minutes, we'll discuss some concepts. So these concepts will be regarding your brickwork, which will be your task number 2. So this is task number 1. Your task number 1, you should determine that the sizes of the components of your bedroom. And the task number 2 is also related to your plan. You have made your plan, and now you are going to find out the total number of bricks used in your plan. Okay, so let me show you how you are going to find this total number of bricks which in your plan. So can anyone tell what is the standard size of bricks? Anyone? What is the standard size of red brick? Let me just red clay brick. You can also Google if you want. So, anyone? Come on, I know many of you know. I need answers. Okay. Please. I think all of you are bored right now. It's already 45 minutes. So I think no one is interested to continue further. Okay, we have some answers in the chat box. So it's 19 into 9 into 9 and 19 into 9 into 9, 90 mm into 190. Okay. So it's, if you're talking in mm, it's 190 into 90. Yes, 190 into 90 into 90. This is the correct answer. So size of the red brick, standard size of red brick is 190 into 90 into 90. So has anyone seen this size of brick? We will come to back later. Okay, this is the standard size of brick, and so this is in mm cube, and these equals, just calculate and let us see what this value is. 190 into 90 into 90. So this will be around, this will be 1539123, this much cube. And if you just convert it into meter cubes, so it will be, say, size of, this is the size of one red clay brick, and this will be, this 6 places. So we have here 1.54 we can take. Okay, you can take 1.54 this meter cube. So 1.54 meter cube we have taken as the size of one brick. Is it correct? I don't think so. It's cube, na? It will not be 1.54. So it will be, it's 3 zeros here and 3 zeros from here. It will be literally 1.54 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So this will be the size of one red clay brick. And now if you want to determine the number of bricks in 1 meter cube, then we can find out number of bricks in 1 cubic meter. So what will be it? I'll not calculate this. You have to do is, it will be 1 divided by this value. 1 divided by this 1.54 into 10 to the power minus 3. So what is the value? You can type in the chat box what is the value. Calculate this and tell me the value. Tell me when you are ready. Let me just check the chat box for the answers. Not getting the answers right now. Okay. So come on, calculate this. What is the value? I'm not going to calculate this one. Okay, nobody's doing it. 1 divided by 1.54 into 10 to the power minus 3. So what is the value? No, I think you have got it wrong. 1 divided by 1.54 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this one I think you haven't put it the brackets here. Just do like this, then tell me the value. You put in the brackets, otherwise the wrong result will come. Now Soumya ma'am, now we can do. Now we can check again. What is the value coming? Swarnamui Panda ma'am, you can just recheck your calculation using the brackets. Or if you don't have a scientific calculator, then you can just type 1 divided by 1.54, 1 divided by, okay. It will be something around 649. So let me just show all of you using the calculator. You can just also do it in the Excel also. Just open the calculator or the Excel will be better. Open the calculator and then we'll show you. So that is 1 divided by, so 1.54 into 10 to the power minus 3 will be 0.00100154. So the value is 649.35. So let's take 649.35. The value is coming. So we'll take this value 649.35. Just take this value. So this is the value which is coming. So this value is coming for the number of bricks in 1 cubic meter. It is 649.35 numbers. So, but I want to ask one thing. Okay, let us just complete this and then I will ask the question. So this is the number of bricks in 1 cubic meter. And so if you have, suppose if you have in this plan, so many plans we have received today. So many plans we have received today. Just let's just check through the plans. Like we have one here and okay, we have one here, Lolita ma'am. So just open this. Open this and we'll just get a dimension. Otherwise we'll just, yeah, like it's the kitchen size, it's given here 2.5 into 3. So this is 2.5 and this one is 3. So so let us just calculate the bricks, number of bricks used in this. So the length of this wall is 2.5 meter. So we'll calculate the number of bricks in the kitchen of Lalita ma'am. We'll just use this value So the number of bricks in the kitchen wall. So one portion of the kitchen wall, number of bricks in that particular wall is equals to, so what was the length? The length was 2.5 meters. So it's 2.5 meters into, so now you need to provide the thickness of the wall. So the thickness of the wall depends actually in the outer wall. If it's an outer wall, the thickness is around 250 mm. 250 mm is the thickness for the outer wall, or in 10 inch also approximately it's 10 inches. And inner wall thickness is around your 125 mm. This is standard, and it's approx 5 inches. This is plaster. So the number of bricks, if we have this brick size, is number of bricks will be 2.5 meters into this 250 mm is the thickness. We just determine a simple volume, LB into H. So we have the L here. Now we'll do the B. So the B will be 0.25 since it's an outer wall, 0.250 meters. And now we have the H. So for the H, the standard height is around 10 feet. So if you just convert the 10 feet into meters, so it will be 10 divided by 3.28 meters. So if you want to convert from feet to meter, it's divided by 3.28. So you can just do it here. 10 divided by 3.28 will get a value of, how much value we're getting? 3.04. Let's take 3.05. So 3.05 meters, or let's take just 3 meters. 3 meters will take approximately. So the number of bricks which will be used here will be 2.5 meter, which is the L, and this B is 0.250, and this H will be around 3 meters. So this will be the amount of bricks which have been used here, and the number of bricks which we get here is, so what is the value? Just calculate. Just do here. This one will do here 2.5 into 0.25 into 3. So we have got a value of, how much value have we got? So this is the number of this is the volume of the bricks which we have got here in meter cube. This is 1.875 meter cube. I hope you are getting my point. Hope so. So this is the number of bricks which is in the kitchen wall of Lalita ma'am, one kitchen wall, and we have found the number of bricks. But my question is, there are two drawbacks in these calculations. The first drawback is this size of the brick. Okay, this size of the brick is the drawback, and the second drawback is also the size of the brick. Because in practical purposes, when the brick are joined, they are joined along with the plaster. So if we add the plaster, we'll have to add 10 mm along all these points. So 190 will become 200, 90 will become 100, and this 90 will also become 100. So 10 mm you have to add for compensating for the thickness of the plaster. So for the accurate calculations, you need to add 10 mm along this, and then you need to calculate. And another thing which you have not considered is the brick size. This is the standard brick size as per the IS code, but actual purposes, if you just, let me just open an incognito window and then I'll show you. Let us just check what are the sizes of the bricks which are available in the market. Just type red clay bricks, purchase. You want to purchase it for your house, get it from India Mart. Let us just check the size of the bricks which are available there. So the sizes, as you can see here, best prices. Let us just check. So the sizes available in the brick are 12 inches into 4 inches into 2 inches, or 9 inches into 3 inches into 2 inches, 9 inches into 4 inches into 3 inches. This is the most common size, as you can see, 943. So 943. So 943 is the standard size of the brick which is available in the market. You will not get 190 into 90 into 90 mm cube. So let us write here 9 into 4 into 3. So this is in inches. We'll just convert it into mm. So we'll convert it into mm. So we're converting it. How can you convert it? This is inch. We'll just convert inch to your feet. So 9 by 12, if we do, we can convert from inch to feet, and from the feet we can convert it to meter. So for converting from feet to meter, what we'll do is divide by 3.28. Please note down, for converting from inch to feet, just divide by 12, and converting from feet to meter, divide by 3.28. So you need to just remember one particular formula or one particular thing for all the calculations here. Just copy this and then we'll just discuss, continue further. So the 9 inch will be your 0.228 into. So before this, one basic thing which you need to remember for all the conversions is 12 inches. 12 inches equals to your 1 feet, and 3.28 feet equals to 1 meter. So if you know these calculations, you can just know everything. And you know the demarcation of the feet is done using one single arrow. As you can see, this is 10 feet. And if you have to write inches, then I'll do it by double dashes. So this is 9 inch into 4 inches into 3 inches. So these are the demarcations which are done here. So how to determine the standard number of bricks in your particular wall. We're just running out of time now, so we'll discuss it in the next class, and after that we'll give you the task of determining the total number of bricks used in your house plan which you have made. So today's task, we have only one task since you have not completed the task 2 explanation. So we have only one task, that is you have to determine the components of the bedroom, and then you have to write the standard sizes. Suppose you have just written the size of the wardrobe should be, or the cupboard should be around 4 feet into 2.5 feet. That is 4 feet will be the width, and 2.5 feet will be the depth, or 2 feet will be the depth, and the 4 feet will be the width. Like that, you need to just write down the sizes of the cupboard. For that, you can just observe the elements in your house, or you can determine, find out, Google out various sizes, and then you can just imagine and approximate. This will be the minimum size which is required for keeping the clothes in a cupboard for 2 persons. So like that you can do. So this is all for today's class. So I hope you found, now we'll just close the session. So before that, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask. We'll have 3 minutes in which you can ask questions. So it's over to you. Just stop the screen share. So, any questions? How was today's session? How did you find the site visit? कैसा लगा आप लोग सब लोग को आज का साइट विजिट एंड आज क्लास? हाउ डिड यू फाइंड today's session? ओके.
यस सर, अच्छा लगा, बहुत कुछ न्यू जानने को मिला उसमें सब.
अच्छा, और जो कैलकुलेशंस अभी पता है कि वो समझ में आया आपको?
यस सर.
ओके, सो लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू योर नेक्स्ट क्लास एंड
थैंक यू सर.
anyone else? Any questions? So you don't have any questions right now. So in the next class we'll meet, but you should come up with a task. This is a very basic task. Just start observing the various things around you. Start observing your bed, your toilet, your window, your everything. You can just if you get the size of a particular element, like you get the size of your laptop, then you imagine how many laptops will come in the room. Like that, you can just determine the size of anything. And if you have measuring tape, just measure and then find out what is the size. Then you can think. Then nobody can fool you. Because you know what is the size required in a toilet. What is the size required for keeping? If someone says, okay, I need to accommodate a bathtub in my toilet. So then how will you provide the size? So all these things you can do when you will have an idea of the things around you, because civil engineering is a very basic subject. What you learn in civil engineering, you can do, you can see. So, and this is our effort to make you visualize those things. Hope you will do this task, and we'll meet in the next session. So bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.